Hey, what's up guys? Dan Marakowski here from dmarakowski.com/gear. And finally, today is the day that I am bringing you my official desk setup tour. It's been a long time since I've done a tour. A lot of my products have changed, and this is a brand new, new and improved setup, I should say. So let's get right to it. Alright guys, so here is my official desk tour. So here's a basic overview of what my main workstation looks like. It is a triple monitor setup. I love my triple monitors, and let's just go ahead and get started from right to left here. So on this IKEA two-drawer little storage unit, I have my 2013 Mac Pro. It's an 8-core model, 64 gigs of RAM, dual AMD Fire 700 video cards. It's an awesome unit, and all three of my displays are ran off of that unit via Thunderbolt to the Thunderbolt 2 to DisplayPort. Next to that, I have my Astro A40 headphones that I use for gaming on my gaming setup, as well as sometimes I listen to music. I do have a couple of other headsets, they're just not out on display. Next to that, I have four external hard drives. One of them is my Time Machine drive, and as you can see, I do have little labels on the drives themselves to tell me what they are. So one is my Time Machine backup, and the other ones are just data storage. As you can see right here, you can see that I have multiple external drives on screen. Now right below that, I do have a Geek Squad branded battery backup. I've had that thing since I've worked at Geek Squad like 10 years ago. So it's a great battery backup. It always comes in handy when needed. Now, moving on to underneath my monitors, I have the iPhone 6, 64 gig on a Belkin dock. I don't know what my two speakers are, but they're relatively cheap. They're just USB powered, and it does its thing. This is the brand new Razer Mamba 2012 edition wireless mouse. Right now it's on the dock, and it's charging. I have the Apple wireless keyboard as well as the Apple wireless trackpad. Moving on up, you can see I have the Logitech C930E. It's the business edition of the C920 webcam. Now, what you're probably noticing is I do have LED backlighting behind my center monitor. Now, this is not your normal LED backlighting. This is the light pack, and that's what it's called. It's called the LED light pack. And you can find that at lightpack.tv. And I actually backed this project on Kickstarter a couple of years ago, and about a year ago I received my unit. Now the big thing about these LED units, there are 10 LED strips, and if I put the camera back here, you can see the strips, how I have them on the monitor, as well as the wiring, somewhat wire managed. And what's cool about this, it has software that runs. It's also for Windows and Linux, but the software captures what's on screen, and it will display that corresponding color on those backlights in the corresponding area. So for example, let me just do this real quick. I'm going to open up a note here, and I'll just create a new note. Okay, so as you can see, if I move this entire document, you can see the color behind the screen changes. So it's corresponding. Same thing down below. So playing games and watching movies with this light pack is absolutely stunning. So you can really see the power there with the white application that's running on the top right, and then the background of my wallpaper, the Mars background. So it's very cool, and you can set the LED light pack to set any specific color that you want, as well as do a fade of colors, just like you can with the Mamba. So it's an awesome enhancement. Now you might be noticing that my monitors don't have normal monitor stands. That's because I picked up 3 desk monitor mounts that are VESA mounts on the back. So if I come around here, you can see there's two of the mounts, and there's wire management built into the mount. So it goes up and over and underneath, and then there's a little conduit down the back. So that's why you can virtually not see any wires on my setup. Now these are called the, what are they called? The ATDEC UFAT88 display arms, and they are awesome. They just like really put my setup over the top because I no longer have to have those 3 separate monitors for my equipment here. 3 separate stands for my equipment. So you can tell that I have room underneath for different things, like my mouse, like my phone and dock, like my speakers, and not have anything in the way. Now you might be noticing next is my microphone. This is an amazing, amazing microphone. And this is the Heil PR40 microphone. It is probably retails for about $350 or so. And the sound quality I get on this mic is amazing. And then I have the Heil HB1 microphone boom, as well as the pop filter and shock mount. Now, take notice to my wire management. I have the XLR cable here, Velcro tied, all the way down the mount to keep everything clean and consistent. Now that brings us to my mixer. My mixer is the Behringer 1204 USB 12-channel mixer. It's an awesome mixer. I have output to my headphones that I can switch on the fly. I also bring in my computer audio. I can bring in my gaming audio with my capture devices, like my Blackmagic Design Intensity Shuttle Pros. So it's really, really awesome. And let's see what else. Now let's just go ahead and look at this storage cabinet here that my mixer is sitting on. I'll show you a little bit of what I have going on in the drawers. So first drawer is my cable and accessory drawer. So I have an extra Logitech mouse here. This was my primary mouse, the Performance. I think it's Performance MX mouse, and I switched to the Razer. Now I like to organize things in bags to keep things clean and consistent. So this bag is all my Apple stuff. So my Apple chargers, my Apple Lightning cables, my old Apple dock. This one is accessories like thumb drives, cable drop, wire management stuff, VGA to DVI adapters, whole bunch of stuff in here. Next one is pertinent USB cables for charging devices. I also have the CD drive for Mac in here. And these are audio AV cables that I have stored. And here this is awesome. Let me throw this on the desk here for you. This is the KB covers. It's like a gel, a rubber, silicone-ish cover that sits right on top, over perfectly of my wireless keyboard. And it's used, this one is for Final Cut Pro, but they make them for Photoshop and After Effects and Adobe Premiere. And that simply just pops on top, and it shows you all the keyboard shortcuts that you would need to do your editing. So that's a great accessory. Back to the drawer here, I have my Nokia Lumia 520 Windows phone that I use just for testing purposes, as well as a letter opener, a couple of pens, and my knife. I love this tactical knife. It just swings open. It's a great knife. All right, next drawer down. This is my gaming drawer. So this Xbox 360 CD case actually has all my Xbox games, including my Xbox One games. Then I have some of my Wii U games, my Nintendo 3DS, some spare controllers. And like I said, I'm a big fan of storing things in Ziploc bags. So here are all my audio and Xbox One additional cables that I don't use at, a lot. And then the final bottom drawer, I have a whole bunch of brand new Zugu cases that are for the iPhone 6, as well as a couple of extra laptops and chargers for those other laptops. Now moving back over into this side of the setup. This top drawer is basically a junk drawer. I have files, I have pens and business cards. The bottom drawer is more files and stationery, as well as my favorite thing, Velcro. These are rolls of Velcro that you cut the length that you would need to do wire management, like I did here with my my microphone and my arm. Now, let me show you a little bit about my wire management that I have going on. Because of the stands that I have, the monitor mounts, it has built-in wire management, so everything's ran nicely, and you barely see any wires. Some of it's a little tough because there's a lot of stuff. Like behind here, I have two USB 3.0 10-port hubs for a whole bunch of accessories, and that is just a wire mess behind there. But you know, I've always said, and I've really came up with that slogan: out of sight, out of mind, and looking at it, you don't see it. Now, underneath the desk, I do have a couple of cables. Excuse my my letter that's on the floor there, but the one power cable, my surround sound cables that are just ran along the floor. But underneath, you will see that I have my surge protector Velcroed and sticky Velcroed to the top of my desk, and all the power cables for all the components are ran underneath, and then certainly Velcroed and wire tied together there. So there's nothing on the floor for me to accidentally kick and knock out, and that's like the most important thing when it comes to wire management. So, and then I never mentioned my 3 monitors. That's the most important thing. These are the brand new Dell U2414H IPS displays. They're 3 1080p displays, 24-inch, and you can tell there is a super thin bezel on these displays, which looks absolutely stunning. Now you might be wondering the angle that I have my displays at. I like to sit and have my displays angled at a perfect 45-degree angle. That gives me the best viewing angles when I need to tilt my head left or right for 45 degrees, and it really just, the clarity and the color of the screens really shine at that angle. Now you might notice also there's no LED light bleed in between my monitors where they touch, and that's because, and this is a great simple trick for you guys, I put black electrical tape in the back, down the seams, which you probably can't really tell. You might be able to tell here. That really just hides and fills in that gap of space where that light would bleed through, and that's how I get that very perfect, crisp, clean lines. Angled perfectly and aligned perfectly, and everything is leveled. I use a level on my monitors to make sure the stands were leveled, and from left to right, everything's absolutely leveled. So, oh man, I am out of breath because this is a lot to talk about, and I just wanted to do it kind of quickly. I was going to do a post-production version with voiceover and do everything real nice, but I wanted to give it to you guys as how I use it and how I talk about my technology. Now, for those of you wondering, all the stuff that I have and own, including my gaming rigs and my gaming accessories and my capture cards, everything's on dmarakowski.com/gear. There's a list of everything I own, everything I use, as well as links to buy them on Amazon. And it uses my personal affiliate link, so if you buy it from there, off that link, I get a very small kickback that helps me out. But it's nothing major, it's no extra cost to you, but definitely check out dmarakowski.com/gear because you will be able to see a full extensive list of what I have going on. So guys, for dmarakowski.com, I am Dan Marakowski, and this has been my, fall 2014 setup tour. Now I am going to be moving soon. I'm getting married in a couple of weeks, so my setup will definitely change over time. So I'm happy to finally get this out for you guys so you can see what my current setup's been for the past year, and I absolutely love it. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe, because I have some awesome new content coming out soon, as well as some new projects I'm starting on. So follow me on Twitter for that, at Marakowski. Subscribe and leave a comment. Any questions you have for me about my setup or about setups in general, especially triple monitor setups, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any of them. So guys, thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.